And good evening, my lovely Lost Tales, and welcome back to the Blue Rose Respite for my whimsical Wednesday stream. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. We will be continuing some more Tavern talk. I don't think we have much more of this game to go, because it feels like we've been playing it for a while now. But my lovelies, how are you all doing this evening, this wonderful evening? Oh, and Scarlett's here as well. How's it going, sweetie? Oh, how's it going, my lovelies? Oh, I hope you're all doing well tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite wiped out, because today was very big, a very, very big afternoon. For those of you who didn't see on my socials, I booked a huge commercial role for this afternoon, so I spent the last, well, not the last, but I spent like 2.5 hours today in the booth recording. I had a fantastic time. The client was wonderful to work with. I had, hang on, just need to adjust the volume a little bit. I had, I think, seven of the creative team in the call with me, not including my magical audio technician. So it was a very, very intense afternoon. But it was a lot of fun. I had a great time with it. When the ad campaign itself is launched, then I'm pretty sure I'll be able to say that I was involved in it. But yes, until it goes live, unfortunately, I have to say hush hush on who the client is for now. I'm good. We had a busy day and we might be getting a new pet in the coming weeks. That's awesome, Scarlett. Are they a beautiful fur baby? Are they a scaly baby? Are they a danger noodle? Tell me if, or tell us if you were able to say what it is. Oh, I absolutely killed it. Come on, it's me. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little stressful just because there was a lot of lines I had to record and they were very specific in what they wanted, but that is 100% fine. That is my job as the voice actor, is to deliver the lines as they want them to. So I had a fantastic time being a part of it, and I can't wait to tell you guys a bit more when it becomes available. Oh, you're getting rats! Oh! Little snuggly fur babies. Yes. Yes. I'm wonderful, Stephanie. Just having a pint of my high protein Oreo ice cream while watching the most amazing VA stream. Thank you so much, Lord Azul. I really appreciate the compliment. And also protein Oreo ice cream. I'm jealous. Like, okay, there are a number of things I'm jealous of that you guys get in the US. Like high protein ice cream is one of them. Like, we have protein puddings, like little yogurt cups, but the closest we have to like a low calorie ice cream that tastes really good is Halo Top. We also have like low calorie Ben and Jerry's, but Halo Top is usually what I go for. Yes, we're doing a bunch of learning right now to make sure we can care for them fully, but soon. And I request pictures. Once you get the fur babies, please send pictures. Oh, you made the ice cream. Hell yes. Feel free to share it over on the Discord when you get the chance, Lord Azul. That'd be awesome. It was a massacre. She left bits of script all over the booth like a chamber and cabin in the woods. No, I was a perfect lady. I was wonderful to work with, apparently. It made me really happy because when we got to the end of the session, everyone on the team, who were the client, and people from the company, all said really, really nice things about me and working with me and my performance. So that really, really warmed my heart. And who knows, fingers crossed they might want to work with me again in the future if they have similar projects that require a charming Australian voice actress to lend assistance. So who knows? I shall post them in the Discord. Hell yes. It is also way better than Halo Top and loads cheaper to make. Good to know. I will have to look into that, Lord Azul. Hell yes. What else was I gonna say? Yes, so just because I've had a very, very full day, like my voice doesn't hurt or anything like that, so I'm all good for streaming tonight, so don't you worry. But just energy levels tonight are quite low, as they often are. But I'm all good to play tonight and make some more progress on Tavern Talk, and we will see where things go. So, Shall we settle in to see what happens next at our wonderful, wonderful tavern, which is only good things. It's not at all where things have gone strangely ominous, in some ways, at least in terms of our bartender's personal quest. We got Melly back, so that made me very, very happy. And yes, just another quick heads up, because this is technically a sponsored stream. Full disclosure, I did get this game for free. So just a heads up, and also exclamation point sponsor in chat in order to get the link to this Steam page in order to pick this game up for yourself. Also, oh my gods, you're fit today. Why, thank you, Sam. I wanted to dress... because I was really, really chuffed in myself. I was really proud about getting this job. So I wanted to dress extra cute. Hence the lovely seasonal kind of candy corn colored sweater, my leather jacket, nice cute skirt, tights, and my Doc Martens, and I was really feeling myself. Just totally feeling the lovely autumn vibes, hell yes. Alright, so let us settle in and return to more tavern talk, shall we? Things are streaming, things are recording, everything's all good to go. I always kill it with my forfeits. Because when it's the cooler seasons, it means I can bring out all the cool parts of my wardrobe. And your pride shirt jumper. I am the spiciest of candy corn nuggets, okay? Alrighty. Okay, so this makes me nervous. Act 3, The Twilight Flood. Chapter 21, Disaster, Tea, and Revelations. 31st of the Astral Moon. That also, like, talk of Revelations, it makes me nervous. Shall we begin, my lovelies? You too! Hey! Also, I love my innkeeper mug. That's so cute. Welcome. We don't have time for this, innkeeper. Disaster is afoot. What a wonderful way to start the morning, Tia. I really missed you. We missed you too. Thank you, Clay. Can I offer you a drink in exchange for a little insight into your disasters? Yes. Something that feels strong and magic-y, right? You remembered. Yes, that one, please. Coming right up. Strong and magic-y. Sailor's Courage, I think, was their preferred one. Because it was a nice kind of well-rounded one. Yes, and it's mostly strength focused. Lord Azul, posted in the food chat on the Discord, because there's no links in the Twitch chat, unless they're ones that I've posted myself. Which one would it be? I think it's the chili peppers. Then a little bit of charisma. And then it's all strength, I think. There we go, Sailor's Courage. Hey. Something tasty and strong, but hopefully not disastrous. Very tasty, very strong. You got the best drinks round. Happy to hear that, Clay. Tia, you're bursting at the seams. How are the archives? Horrifying. They were challenging, certainly. The bleak stalkers were. Bleak? You're truly a master of words. The entrance Jay told us about was teeming with countless of those nightmare creatures. but we fought our way through with the strength you lent us and snuck inside the half-collapsed tunnels. Only to find even more bleak stalkers had infested the Everbloom's insides. I wouldn't call it infesting. They live there. Clay tried to reason with them. They responded by tearing into him with their rows of sharp teeth. Not everyone wants to be your friend, I guess. They kept trying to bite Tia too, so I got angry and helped her fight. Do you regret it? No. I'm glad I helped out. Thanks to your unsanctioned divine blessings, Innkeeper, we cut through them like butter. Sorry, Tia's so pretty when she smiles, like... She's so cool, you guys! Unsanctioned to you? Audacity isn't a replacement for a license. We were quite spent after clearing out so many monsters, and Clay suggested we take a break. Though we made sure not to waste too much time. We had to make it back in time for the barbecue after all. That meant we had to be efficient during our search. Large parts of the Everbloom had collapsed, but even the explorable sections were unbelievably spacious. So we split up to cover more ground. A dangerous choice. That's when the monsters get you. One may say she has an angelic smile. That! She absolutely does. Why is my lighting being weird? There we go. It's a bit better. That's what Clay said, so I enchanted the friendship bracelets. Oh, sorry, I just noticed that they're wearing the friendship bracelets. Clay's got his really cool one with like a little they've got matching whale friendship bracelets. Ah, this game. I can't. It's so goddamn cute. I enchanted the friendship bracelets. That way they would always sense in which direction the other person was located. So neither of us would get lost. It was so smart. It was very useful. I see you kept yours on. I did. They really helped with navigating around the archives too. It's a beautiful place, you know. I mean, everything's overgrown with vines, all withered and full of termites. But we could still tell how much care had gone into building it. Some of the tree branches still had leaves on them. And I saw a couple of stubborn lotus daisies trying to break through around the rocks. I watered them. Maybe they'll grow strong again soon. What a shame all the effort that went into building the archives was for nothing. But it wasn't. It meant something to someone once. And I could still feel that love in it, even during our visit. Maybe it'll even bloom again. Absolutely! We agreed that Clay has an Aussie accent, so I'm really laying it on thick with the Aussie accent for Clay's lines. Also, it's great practice for me, like, adding more Aussie emphasis into my words. It's called the Everbloom, right? Like forever? I wonder who named it. We should go back sometime and see if we can find any information about the archivists. I bet they knew some great drinking games. Perhaps we should honor their contributions by studying the knowledge they left behind. Why not both? They should be people first, symbols second. Oh, yes. I guess both would work too. Good idea, Clay. What else did you find in the archives? Besides the beauty and horrors of time, I mean. I found a book of pressed flowers I can't wait to read. And a recipe. A recipe? An incomplete one. We also tried to translate it properly, but we lacked the necessary reference material. We still thought it appropriate to bring you the draft. I'm sure you could do something worthwhile with it. I'm sure I can. Oh, we got another new recipe, Last Whisper. Hell yes. Thank you very much. As for me, I found a well-hidden study. The bleak stalker guarding it fell to my ambush and I was free to explore. It was a complete mess, full of scriptures, scrolls, and written ramblings that would be forbidden these days. A little exciting. And worrying. The papers I was able to translate spoke of the apocalypse, of the end of it all. There was research on the roots of the Aether Tree and how to unbind them, written with shaking hands in fading ink. Was this more scholarly or mad scientist type of research? Hard to tell. The lines tend to blur with blasphemy. Do you know a lot about the Aether Tree? Because Tia gave me a whole presentation about it. I wouldn't mind a refresher. Excuse me. It's a giant tree. Good start. A world tree. That means our world rests on it. In it. Around it. Somewhere? In it, mostly. Depends on who you ask. The dragons guard the tree. Because they created it, maybe? But definitely because they care for us. Hey, Green Light Ring, how's it going? And since we live in it, it should keep existing as it does now. Because no one wants their house to crumble. A lot of people will get hurt if something happened to everyone's home. That's true. But luckily for us, damaging the Aether Tree isn't possible. It's larger than we could ever imagine. To us, it's really more of a concept than a tree. And the dragons defend it. Despite their oath of neutrality, they're no easy foes. There is one way. The sigils of Alcahest? The sigils of Alcahest. The what now? The sigils of Alcahest. They're the key to destroying the Aether Tree, according to the scrolls I studied under the archive's candlelight. Are they some sort of spell? More of a manual to a self-fulfilling prophecy, a way of breaking the cosmos in accordance with its own rules. For the tree to crumble, its foundation must be fractured. The 5 sigils of Alcahest represent the 5 dragons, each of which must be damaged to topple our world's balance. Only then can our cosmos reshape itself. The scrolls spoke of experiments for creating a sigil, unsuccessful experiments. That's reassuring. Not quite. They were only unsuccessful back then. Next to the notes of old, I found others, written on cleaner, newer parchment with unfaded ink. Green Light Ring, interesting question. I really wanted to do something credible for my writing and characters, but where should I start? Do you mean like writing a story or something like that featuring your characters? In that case, like, the world's your oyster. You can write a short story, some fan fiction, selection of like poems inspired by them. It's totally up to you. Or you might like want to flesh it out into a whole novel or something like that. Really depends on what the mood takes you and what inspires you. Next to the notes I found others, written on cleaner, newer parchment with unfaded ink. Much of it was incomprehensible, written in languages I'd never seen before. But various sketches of whales caught my eye, as did altered frostbite scrolls. That sounds unsettlingly familiar. I fear that the starfall broke a sigil. By ripping holes into Cassiopeia's wings, it destabilized her flight. If she's damaged any further, time could be sent into disarray. Meanwhile, the tsunami, like I heard, didn't just plague the archives. The waves broke down the barriers between the primordial sea and the twilight chasm in ways never seen before. So that's 2 broken sigils? That's not good. What an incredible understatement. To witness one such sigil fracture would be anxiety-inducing enough. Knowing it has happened to 2 will keep me up for many nights. It's not 2. It's 3. 3? Alongside the notes I found an old map with fresh markings. All the names were outdated, but the intention was clear. Marked were the 5 interplanar portals. 30 years ago, their sudden appearance tore fissures into Gaia. I believe they were the first sigil. Why are we being quiet? Bad, right? Very. Who could have done this? I don't know. And why, of all things? If the Aether Tree collapsed or even shifted from its perfect balance, the destruction would end us all. Who would want that? Oh, when you're scared, the shoulder pauldron chatters. Oh. I mean making a living off of it. My current job is sapping my morale, and I wanted to have a job in creative writing and character development. Like Harry Potter or The Inheritance Cycle. Okay, so if you're talking about writing for a living, it's tricky because as someone who did their bachelor's and master's in creative writing, I technically make my living mostly from my voice acting and other work, but I also like write my own ASMR tales and make my own YouTube videos, so that's kind of where I'm doing a lot of my creative, putting a lot of my creative writing into. I'm also working on some other creative writing projects, but if you want to be a full-time writer and make money off of your work, you're gonna have to put in the effort and spend years, like years and years working on it. Like, it could be a series of books, it could be a single standalone book, it could be a selection of comic books, but at the moment, start writing. Start writing and keep writing and don't stop writing. And then maybe in like 5 years, if you're lucky enough to get something published, then maybe you can start to make some income from it. I don't mean that to sound at all discouraging, it's just that it is a long process of finding ways to make an income that you can live off sustainably as a writer, just purely on writing. It's a lot of hard work, but it is very, very rewarding once you get there. Okay, so like, who was it that would have attacked these sigils? No one thinking rationally, that's for sure. They might have a good reason for it. And yeah, there's tutorials on how to get your feet off the ground. Absolutely, absolutely. There's definitely resources out there for aspiring writers, for beginner writers who do want to make writing their full-time thing. But just be aware that it's gonna probably take years of hard work in order to get there. Maybe we can talk them out of it. I doubt it. Me too. Whoever it may be that's causing this, they only have 2 sigils left. Oh, would be quite bad, right? Don't they say that waking the Elder Dragon will start the apocalypse? They do. I feel like there's too many ways to start the apocalypse. Maybe they're all connected, and waking will break the last sigil. Although, I'd like to think breaking all the sigils is indeed impossible. Because it's impossible to reach Tuat in the spirit realm, correct? It's not exactly impossible. One can make it to the spirit dragon via the astral sea at the dawn of the dying moon. That's in 5 days, right? Yes, but worry not. To reach such a specific location within the astral realm, very specific rituals are necessary. And Gaia's portal to Cassiopeia is indispensable. Excuse me. Said portal is located in, and safely protected by, the Aperture, the stronghold of the Order of Starlight. And its rituals must be performed with outstanding accuracy to withstand the treacherous astral currents. Only the highest-ranking members of the Order are privy to this knowledge. And I guarantee you, all of us would rather die than aid in the destruction of this world. If the rest of them are half as stubborn as you are, I think that we're well protected. Exactly. That's good then. The rest is worse. What's bad is we don't know who's behind this. Or why. With the dragons on the endless horizon, anyone would desire something so vile. I can already sense your next quest. But can I offer you a drink first? Your throat must be dry from all that exposition. I wouldn't say no to a drink. Perhaps something that will keep my mind intact, defended from lunacy. I feel like I'm going mad. Say no more. Absolutely. Something with a lot of protection. We got some more information on clay, though. Even a big guy like him needs a bit of encouragement and positive reinforcement sometimes. I think he and Miss Anwar are definitely a good team. They even have matching friendship bracelets. Now they just have to wear them. Clay also loves good food and would never want to miss a delicious barbecue. And Melly. Melly is already a source of inspiration for a certain writer, maybe because she seems so independent, though her latest adventure has taught her that she can't do everything alone. It's good to see that she allows herself to be a child again after everything, and I couldn't be more proud. We love Melly so much. Okay, got another rumor. Okay, we need something with a lot of defense. Ooh. Last Whisper, interesting. Last Whisper makes me fast, strong, and tough. Too much bad, if just enough tasty. Don't forget cute skull. Okay, so something with a lot of defense. Green Forest ASMR, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Greetings to my favorite creator. How goes it? It goes very well. It goes very, very well. I'm having a wonderful time tonight streaming with all of you, my lovely Lost Tales. And I had my biggest commercial VO gig so far this afternoon. So it's been a really, really good day. It's been a very good day. Okay, something with a lot of defense. I think the Steel Tonic is probably what she needs. With the Steel Tonic running through your veins, you can become the buff party tank of your dreams. Hell yes. Now we need something... I think it was this? It gives like a little bit... Oh, it's not charisma. And then a lot of defense. Yeah. Steel Tonic. A delicious defense against the absurdity of evil plots. Thank you. This makes me feel a little less conspiratorial. Hey, Steph, have you played the Stanley Parable by chance? You know what? I have never played the Stanley Parable. Chat, do you think I would like the Stanley Parable? It's one of those games, everyone has said it's a masterpiece, but I just haven't gone around to playing it yet. Similar to Alan Wake, everyone says I need to play it, but I haven't gone around to playing it yet. Okay, that is a resounding absolutely yes, I need to play the Stanley Parable. Because it's been out for so long. Like, I genuinely don't know what happens with it other than the narrator is sass. Like, the embodiment of sass, and that's it. Oh, Steph, did you see the fall update for Palia? I've been playing the fall update for Palia. I've been having a grand old time and debating on what to buy from the premium shop because some of the new outfits are really pretty. It's one of those legacy titles that a lot of people know, but a lot of people need to experience it. It's really good. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna write a note just quickly so I don't forget, so I can add it to the list. There. I wrote in big capital letters, play Stanley Parable. So that future Steph can add that to the list. See, I was going to ask you to mimic the narrator in a voice request, but you haven't played, then that goes up in flames. I'm familiar with the narrator, like, once upon a time there was a man named Stanley. Like, that is the only thing I know about the narrator. He feels very... Like, I know it's an entirely different actor, but he feels very Jonathan Sims, in a way. Like, not unlike the narrator in Slay the Princess. I was gonna say Stab the Princess. Well, I mean, like... but yes, I need to play the Stanley Parable, and I'll add it to the list for future optional games. Okay. I need a breather. You know what else will make for a great breather? Fable's barbecue? Exactly. You're right. That would be quite pleasant right now. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think that barbecue is happening today. Fable hasn't returned from their quest yet. Oh no! Oh. What quest are they on? Finding Melina? Well, we just saw Melly on the way here. Perhaps they found another quest while out. Heroism can be infectious like that. Inky, what kind of drink did you mix them? None. Shit. Maybe we should go look for them. Maybe so. Yeah, I'm genuinely getting worried about Fable. So sending these two out to go find her is probably the best thing, especially because Melly's back. But now I'm genuinely worried about Fable. Hey, Chill Monkey, how's it going? No one has seen them in days. And the last thing I said to them, I'd hate for those words to stay the last. Please help me find them. Of course, I'm sure they could slay any monsters without us, but some extra hands couldn't hurt. Well, you'll have to deliver your apologies yourself. I'll slay that beast when it comes to it. Hey, Repiv, how's it going? Welcome back. Very well. But first we must solve our urgent sigil problem. I feel like we're just missing one piece. I missed you. Oh, you look fabulous, darling. I love the new waistcoat. I love the cloak. I love your adorable squishy friend. It's Kyle! A piece of what? Cake? I'd like to order my usual cake, innkeeper. I don't serve cake. Never have. I mean, unless you're counting this cake. I'm sorry. Oh, maybe you should. Another delicious delicacy would be. Also, still no blood. Oh. No! I hate it when Kyle's sad, damn it. The sorrow I'm feeling almost equals the grief I felt after the vampire glitter competition of 1389. Oh? I had to run out of glitter. I could serve you one of my usual drinks to alleviate some of that heartache. That would be splendid! I'd like something to enhance my immortal strength. No shopping bags shall hold me back today. I'll see what I can do. I missed him. I missed him so much. Okay, drinks. Something with a lot of strength. I'm gonna make him coffee. It's a drink as dark as night. It's totally his vibe. Okay. I think that's right. And then just a lot of strength. Okay, yes. Cursed coffee. I miss doing this voice so much. Also, look, it's perfect for him. It suits the vibe. Here, with all the strength of a raging fire. Mysterious as the dark side of the moon. I mean, what? Thank you, dear innkeeper. My blood is boiling with euphoria. Any particular reason for your shopping trip? A very particular one, dear innkeeper. It is a matter of life and death. I must head out to purchase this wondrous sustenance known as comfort food immediately. Do you know what comfort food is? I haven't the slightest idea. But it is rumored to restore you mortals back to full health. I'm afraid Rhea will perish should she not receive it. It sounds serious. Has she fallen ill? A fatal case of something she calls being in the zone. I assume it's highly dangerous. She's refused to move away from her drawing board for over a year now. She even threw me out of the room upstairs when I offered her a blood pellet snack. How will her body handle another year without food? I have some good news for you. Rhea hasn't been sketching for a year. You guys checked in yesterday. How fortunate! And as for your legendary item, you should ask her about it. Generally, everyone has a different idea of what they consider comfort food. How wondrous. Though something tells me you should give her some time before you go back upstairs to ask. Why? Call it intuition. I don't think intuition is a very good name, Innkeeper. Want to help me find a better one? Of course! I'll think of one before the next 80 years are up. Thank you. I shall remain for a while. And once I have acquired the correct comfort food, I will make sure my friend eats every last bite. Chat! What is your, like, main comfort food that you, like, really like? One that, like, fuels your soul as well as your body. It doesn't have to be, like, nutritionally valuable or nutritionally sound or anything like that. Just a food that makes you happy and makes you feel all warm and toasty inside. Like a vampiric mother hen to her vampiric chick. I don't know, there are vampire chickens. There aren't. Do you know that for certain? Yes. Brisket mac and cheese. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Mac and cheese. Red velvet cake. Oh, red velvet cake. So good. I would go for either pretzels or chocolate chip cookies for comfort food. Like, I'm a sucker for chocolate covered pretzels. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's something about chocolate covered pretzels. I think it's the balance of, like, salty and sweet. Okay, I have a number of comfort foods that I really like, but just on the topic of kind of snacks, one thing I always buy whenever I visit the States, because you can't get it here in the UK, is caramel cold brew M&Ms, because you cannot get them anywhere in the UK. You can only get them in America. Caramel cold brew M&Ms are so fucking good. And, like, almond M&Ms I can get off Amazon, that's fine, they're just a bit expensive. But caramel cold brew M&Ms, I bought some when I was visiting Texas, and they're in my sneaky little snack box on top of the fridge, and I'm saving them for Halloween. I always go for either pretzels or chocolate chip cookies, apple and blackberry crumble. My dad does an amazing homemade one. Oh, that sounds so good. Gods, I love chocolate chip cookies. Red beans and rice with hot sauce. Honestly, so good, so good. Noodles, I'll devour a bowl of beef pho and proceed to drink the broth Naruto style. Hell yes. Noodles are just so freaking good. There's a restaurant that I found just by random. I just went with my gut, trying out a different place in Soho a couple of months ago, and it's this amazing noodle shop, and they do like classic home style noodles and like side dishes and stuff, and it's so good. Yeah, caramel and coffee M&Ms, yes. That, like, specifically they're called caramel cold brew, and they're so good. They're like slightly chewy centers with the caramel, but they've got like a coffee taste to them as well. Have you ever had white chocolate Reese's by any chance, Steph? I'm allergic to peanuts. I can't eat peanut butter. I can't eat Reese's Pieces. I will devour an almond Snickers bar, because I like almonds, and they're typically the most popular substitute for peanuts for most snacks in the States. But no, I can't eat Reese's Pieces. It's fine. I really wish your fan mailbox was still open, because now I have cash to mail you some. I really appreciate that, Sam. Thank you for thinking of that. Like, honestly, my PO box was just too expensive to keep open. Maybe in the future, once I reach that level of success as a voice actor, where, like, I'm booking regular convention appearances and, like, I have the funds to be able to afford a luxury like having a PO box, I'll open it up again, because then my community will be a lot bigger. But until then, sadly, no, I'm sorry. Close second is a full Irish breakfast. What makes an Irish breakfast different from an English breakfast? Because I've had an English breakfast before, but what's the difference between an English breakfast and an Irish breakfast? Is there like a separate like extra thing on the plate, or do you like swap out like the sausage or black pudding with something else? An Irish breakfast punches you in the face. Ever had Airheads? I think I've had them before. Like, they're the super sour candies, aren't they? I think I had them before when I was a kid. They don't really do much for me. Similar with, like, eating super spicy foods, super sour foods. Like, for me, that just kind of blows out my taste buds, and then I can't taste anything, and I can't enjoy what I'm eating. I could have sworn the ones at my family's estate had fangs. Chickens can't develop teeth. And here I thought we were comrades in blood hunger. Chickens are still very fascinating all on their own. Did you know they have very colourful dreams? Oh, that's nice. I once helped a wild hen with a dream journal. Of course you did, Clay! Sweet angel baby. So a full Irish also comes with black and white pudding. Interesting, okay. I'll introduce you to sometime. My favourite thing about chickens is that they purr when they're happy. What charming creatures. The more I learn, the more they remind me of vampires. So simple, sweet, and ferocious. Yet their origin harbours one of the greatest mysteries of life. What came first? The chicken or the egg? The egg. It's... No, the chicken to lay the first egg. Not going to weigh in? I am intellectually withdrawing myself from this conversation. But unlike this unsolved mystery, I do know how vampires are created. Would you mind elaborating? Weren't you intellectually withdrawing? As a cleric of Cassiopeia, humility is a lifelong objective that I strive towards. As such, I must admit when I need to concede words spoken in haste. Which would be now, I suppose. Please, Kyle, if you wouldn't mind expanding on what you just said. Certainly. It must have been over 5 centuries ago, when the scholar stole some of the immortal blood of the dragons. The scholar offered it to Queen Annabeth, who would become the vampire's monarch. I have never heard of Queen Annabeth. I think that was just the plot of a really challenging board game, Kyle. Oh, you're right! So then, Mike was real after all? Mike? Yes, it's all coming back to me now. The first vampire that walked this world was the infamous Mikhail. But most of us called him Mike. He had a very close connection to the spirit dragon and his domain. Eventually, Mike struck a deal with Tuat. In exchange for guarding the dragon's realm, he would get to live forever. But that didn't work out, I guess. I lit the Anna 2 dumb husbands. Oh my god, you're right. Old Mike didn't read the fine print. The spirit dragon turned out to be a trickster. Tuat turned him into a new form of undead creature, invulnerable to age and disease, but still weak to the blade. Blood was the only thing he could stomach to consume, and with time even sunlight became intolerable. Mike was no longer welcome among the living, but the dead didn't want him either. And that's how the first vampire was created. Fascinating. There is so little known about the spirit dragon and his realm. Kyle, just how do you possess knowledge that's considered ancient by today's standards? What knowledge? The knowledge you just told us about. Ah! I stumbled upon it in the grimoire I bought the other day at the local bookstore. Nope, that was a vampire romance book I've recommended to you. Try again. But of course! Dear Evelyn was such a history fanatic, how could I not pick up on a few stories? That one was one of her favorites. I still dream of her deathly beautiful countenance as she narrated tales until the intruder stopped screaming. She sounds like me! She sounds so much like me. Literally talking people to death because I don't shut up. She always told the story of our progenitor, Mike, so softly. She would cradle a vial of his blood and her tone would turn so reverent. A secret to share just with me, she would say. Oh. I didn't mean to break the last oath between us as well. I'm sure we can help you keep the secret, right? A secret between friends. If secrecy is how we can repay you for sharing this with us, then so be it. Since you seem to have been very close to her, I wanted to let you know. We travelled past Mara Castle on our way back. It looked awfully damaged. The destruction looked so fresh, if only we had passed by earlier. Clay even spotted a heavily armoured silhouette a short distance away from what remained of the castle walls. We hurried over as quickly as possible, but the shadow was gone by the time we got there. As it was, only rubble remained. Was my dear Evelyn unharmed? We don't know. The castle looked abandoned, like a ruin. My Evelyn! What horrid fiend could have inflicted such damage? She must have fought back fiercely. May her opponent suffer twice the damage they inflicted upon her. Sam has redeemed to pick my voice, just saying, no, I have no voice for you. I just want to let you know we love your ramblings and please never stop talking. We love you, Steph. Thank you, Sam, I appreciate that. Even when I talk about Phantom of the Opera for no reason at all. What I wouldn't give to know her safe. I think I need to go ask Ray about her comfort food. Oh, BB. Okay, got some more information on some of our friends. Okay, let's read Alethia's first because we got hers first. Her bravery verges on obsession, but maybe it's just to stroke her own ego. She presumably has never taken a break in her whole life, and probably never will. But lately she seems to be warming up to others. Out of all the cute animals she could have chosen to love, she's particularly fond of bleak walkers. And Kyle, despite his short and often fragmented memory, he has extensive knowledge on the origins of all vampires, which could be expected when you're a vampire yourself, I suppose. Even though he still seems to be caught up in his long lost marriage, he really took a liking to the person who dug him up. Oh. Especially for Phantom. Okay, fine. I'll keep talking about Phantom when it arises. Let's give him some time to come to terms with what he just learned. Baby. Hey guys! Greetings, brave adventurers. What's that noise? That's his spine. Indeed. Oh. Are you alright? Worry not, friend. 'Tis but a scratch. So, about my drink order. How about telling me what's going on first? And returning to a proper order of conversation? Apologies, friend. I might have dropped the crossbow there. Let us recount our tale properly, Dame Kaelin. Don't think there's much to tell, honestly. You look exhausted. Are you wanting some rest then? No, just wanting a drink. That can be arranged. Something to regain my strength. A good one might net you a story. Yeah, I was thinking, like, I think that's a tankard that's currently in his stomach region, which is curious, but maybe that's always been a thing, but we never noticed it before? Huh, I'm sure we'll find out later, maybe? No pressure, Kea. Also, chat, because I know you will bully me into taking time off. I'm going to be busy with like streaming stuff and making videos over October. But since I got this really good voiceover gig today, I'm going to treat myself probably in November and go to like a day spa or something like that. I'm not sure if Scarlett's still in chat, but I told her about it, and yes, I'm going to be taking some time off at some point. Not like a break, but just like take a weekend for myself to just like chill and relax. Okay, we need something with a lot of strength. Already did a sailor's courage. Let's do a southern brawler. Because I think that's also Kaya's favorite. There we go. A great drink for a great story. Aren't you lucky? I'd like to think luck has nothing to do with it. Perhaps not. I might have something else to cheer you up. Oh. Mellie's back. Oh. Relieved? Oh, she's so happy. Oh. Like a great sword's been lifted off my shoulders. Is she alright? Yes, though you might prefer to see for yourself. She and Dave left me the address to give to you. Who? Ah, you know them. Right, got it. Only one person would fit such an uninspired name. They'd better have apologized to Mellie. Or else. You'll have to find out the details for yourself. Just don't keep them waiting for too long. Don't need to tell me that. Fable isn't back then? No. Sure are taking their time. Feel like looking for them yet? No, they're capable. Just my patience is starting to wear thin. You had some to begin with? You're pretty chatty for someone within greatsword distance. Right. Can I interest you in one of my drinks as well, Scully? With an offer like that, my friend, how can a skeleton say no? Perhaps something to enhance my aura. I would like to do the proclamation of this tale proper justice. Something heavy with charisma, I think. We did get some information on Kea. Who would have thought that such a fearless warrior never learned how to Oh. Okay, so maybe this is related to what we're going to find out in a hot second. In that case, we'll wait until the story is told. Let's go for something with charisma. 1,000 wins, I believe. Hey, Hey, Bran, how's it going? Welcome back. Let's see. I think this is right for 1,000 wins. Oh, thank you for the stretch check. Again, just a second. Oh, thank you. Oh, that wasn't it. Thousand wins. I love how the drinks are kind of color-coded to them as well. That's perfect. Please enjoy. Oh my. They say manners maketh man, but this drink alone has invigorated me plenty. I can almost feel the warmth of flesh on my bones again. A pleasure to be of service? You seem awfully eager to talk about this. And you're not? Was it no help in alleviating that accursed boredom? Even the shapes are similar as well. They really are. It was eventful, alright. Just lacking a sense of accomplishment, I guess. But no use continuing this pity party. Let's start telling the story I know you're itching for. Much obliged. We started by making our way westwards, though our progress was slow. Any complications? Yes, quite a few. I've never seen him actually, like, perturbed like that. I don't think I've ever seen that expression on him before. Before embarking on this journey, I was woefully ignorant about the plight of the Phasian farmers. The less than ideal weather conditions. The flood that ruined a lot of crops. And now this pesky undead problem. I was stricken with empathy for their struggle. The least we could have done was offer some of our means of transportation for any soul looking for a better life further north. So we switched carriages. 3 times. By the 3rd time we had gone so far off course, it took us a whole day just to get back on track. On foot. But once our hike was over, we did get to spend a wonderful afternoon with Dame Carolyn's cousin, Lady Danica. That was nice, I guess. The cousin with the undead snail problem, yes? Did you manage to liven up that garden for her? Sure did. Just had to set out some cabbage to lead them somewhere we wouldn't be damaging any crops, and they were vanquished with just one magnificent blessed strike. Truly a sight to behold. It was just some undead snails. No need to have gotten so excited. To match the excitement, Lady Danica served us some positively delightful cups of tea. Better than any accompanying finger sandwiches were some new facts I'd gleaned from observing the snails. Even lacking souls, they still displayed some pack behavior. They acted nothing like real animals, of course, but somehow I was struck with empathy for their plight. To unconsciously seek out a manner of instinctual action, despite the lack of anything to grant them a conscious objective. Excuse me. Is there a more transparent yearning for purpose than that? My apologies. It appears that what they say about old age is true. You can't help but philosophize. I am quite EP, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm still good for now. And you couldn't help but relate? In a way. Sorry. You got me thinking about yawning, damn it. One can help but wonder whether any choice I make is truly my own, or just a post-mortem flex of these old bones. Perhaps even my thirst for knowledge. And yet your enjoyment of it seems genuine. Truly, Innkeeper, you have a way with words. Just a lot of experience. Though that may be, my worries seem rather foolish now. I count myself as quite fortuitous that despite all that my memory lacks, I can delight in learning it all again. Does it really matter when such an urge comes from? Anyhow, my apologies, Dame Carolyn. I completely derailed our epic tale. Allow me to make up for it by continuing it post-haste. We departed after that lovely cup of tea and finally headed for the Pale Woods. Lady Danica provided us with a cart and a trusty steed, a cow with the most lovely temperament. Her name's Lazyart. Lazelot? Lazelot. I think it's Lazelot. Our host also gifted us this delightful lucky charm, so that no evil would hurt us or Lazelot on our way. But now that our little adventure is over, we thought we'd give it to you instead. Some extra luck never hurts. Where is it? Okay, I think it's maybe on the other side or behind someone, because I can't see it yet. I'll keep an eye out for it. That's an adorable little fella. Thank you very much. Glad you like it. I apologize, I derailed again. Where was I? Ah, our journey. I made sure to greet the gentleman that passed us on our way to the woods. What magnificent shadow armor he was wearing. Something about it felt oddly familiar. Perhaps it was my only hope that we could look just as gallant after our quest. Lazelot valiantly took us to the edge of the forest where maliciousness permeated the very air we breathed. What he means is, it stunk. Real bad. We left Lazelot there. Sparing her the stench seemed like the right thing to do. And forth we ventured. Didn't take long to find what we were looking for. The place was crawling with them. Which also explained the shit smell. For some reason, the miasma didn't seem to bother me much. Most respectfully, you don't have a nose. Oh, of course! Anyways. There was a veritable horde before us, an army of undead creatures shambling their way through the forest. One gnawed tree at a time. They were awfully interested in those trees, it's true. At that point, I was ready to start decimating their numbers. And I would have done so if Skelly hadn't held me back just as I was unsheathing my sword. I was keen to observe them for a moment longer. The undead creatures were displaying similar patterns to those snails. They weren't just shambling around senselessly. They seemed to be following a pack leader. Maybe there was a non-violent solution left at hand after all. I convinced Dame Kaelin to hold off on the violence for just a bit longer. I was still working out the best point from which to attack him. Couldn't hurt to try out Scully's idea first. Except it did hurt. Yeah. While Dame Kaelin remained hidden in the shadows of the thicket, I walked up to the leader, another skeleton, making sure I displayed an open and respectful disposition. I suppose they were not open and respectful in return? Nope. Before I could even react, the skeleton had bitten down on Scully's arm. Agony. Without putting much thought into it, I threw one of my knives. Sorry. I only realized later that the knife I threw was one I had accidentally taken from here. How will my tavern ever survive this? I already said I'm sorry. You could always compensate me for it. Actually, Andrew's bucket needs to be cleaned out. Keep dreaming. Ouch. Shut down so quickly. If it kept you two safe, then I'm glad you accidentally took it. Thankfully, your drink did its job wonderfully as well. The teeth were unable to leave even a scratch on me. Dame Kaelin was as fast as the wind as she got me away from the hungry undead. And so our fierce battle began. With ease, Dame Kaelin took out several of them at once. Would have been easier if I hadn't had to carry you. My apologies. I was still in mourning the breakdown in communication. But I got back on my feet eventually. Before long, we were both battling off swarms of the undead. They seemed endless. For every undead creature defeated, two would take their place, dragging the battle on. And it feels to clean out the track. I would clean Andrew's bucket happily if it meant I could pet the baby. You know what? Okay, if Andrew was like full size, like was a bit more mobile, like a dog. Do you guys? I'm not sure if this is just me, and only like some people on the internet have seen it. Have you guys seen that adorable baby hippopotamus? I think they're in Thailand. I don't know the name of the baby, but oh my god, that just reminds me of Andrew. Like probably a bit of the coloration as well, with like the soft pink underbelly and the jaw, and then like the purplish brown of their skin. Like that baby hippo reminds me of Andrew if they were a bit more mobile. Mooding, that was their name, Mooding. Oh my god. Oh my god, IRL Andrew. Yeah, Andrew's our fat dragon who lives in the bucket when we make drinks. But yeah, Mooding. Yeah, maybe just because I got some adorable fan art of Mooding on TikTok, and my heart is so full with that beautiful baby. Like, real adult hippopotamuses scare the shit out of me because they're ruthless killers. But Mooding is so soft and just shocked at everything. If I know one thing about fighting, is that you need to watch your stamina. He wouldn't last forever, but our enemies could. One of them cleaved me straight in half. I was lucky Dame Kaelin caught my upper body. Oh, is that why he's in a tankard? Because they had to leave his pelvis and lower half behind? But I'm fairly certain we mixed up the order of some of my thoracic vertebrae when we put me back together. Still, being held in her arms put me in the perfect position for a strategy meeting. I thought back to how we dealt with those snails. We felt like I needed to maximize the impact of my blessed strikes and fell them all with just one. Zan, you didn't hear this. You didn't hear the cut in half bit. All you heard was, and Kaelin held me in her arms. That's the only part you took from the past few minutes. Not that I'm saying that that's wrong, but I'm just letting you know. So he baited him and ran, leading him to a nearby clearing. My separated legs rounded up the ones that didn't fall from the first beating. And once at the clearing, I reunited with myself, luring them all towards the center. As all the undead creatures gathered around my two halves, the sky cleared up. And like a crash of thunder, the sound of Dame Kaelin descended from the sky, or a tree, was all that could be heard. For a moment, my eye holes were completely blinded by the radiance of that blessed strike. You're exaggerating. I like it. Sounds very heroic. It was! Don't think it counts when what I did was essentially pointless. Did the strike not land? It did. While the strike hit home, I realized most of the creatures could be resurrected again at any point. It's a shame, truly. Even though we fought so valiantly. Oh! But we did get you something else as well, Innkeeper. Right. Here. The trees looked really chewed on and dead. But the berries seemed like they were thriving. They're the ones Elfie was going on about. Not like they're here to appreciate him now, so I guess you can have him. Just set some aside to make Fable a drink when they're back. Sounds fair. Oh, we got ghost berries, a new infusion. Interesting. It was very kind of you to bring them back for your friend. Yeah, it was. I still wonder what all those undead creatures were doing there. No idea. Hunger? Though it did look like they were going somewhere. Seemed to be heading north. Maybe they were searching for more trees? The Pale Woods is one of the largest forests in Feoja. I don't see a reason for them to leave the area before it was barren. Unless they were ordered to. Don't they typically come with a necromancer attached? Oh my, they do! And you don't suppose that gentleman we encountered outside the woods could have been that very necromancer? I don't think farmers wear armor like what you described. Just realized where they could be heading. It's true there aren't many woods around here that compare to the Pale Woods. But that giant root in the capital must look pretty good to some tree-obsessed undeads. Shit, indeed. Just to clarify, you believe hordes of undead creatures are marching towards the capital? Where's this lucky charm? I can't seem to spot it anywhere. It must be tucked behind someone. Perhaps. Like in the cabinet or something like that, or in one of the shelves. We will see. Everyone's so nervous. Well, towards the roots would be my guess. I see. They're heading towards Themis, to gnaw at the divine roots. As if to... Sorry. They're heading towards Themis, to gnaw at the divine roots. As if to... Fell the Aether Tree? Precisely. Not that such an action alone could destroy the whole thing, but it would certainly do some damage. What the shit are you talking about? As I just stated, someone is trying to destroy the Aether Tree. The Starfall, the Primordial Flood, even the interplanar portals, it's all part of a big plot. Was that not clear? No. Oh my, that's awful. And insane if true. Is it working? Unfortunately so. Or do you see the stars in the night sky? I mean, there's one. There used to be more. And we don't know yet who's behind it yet either. Well, Kaelin, Mr. Scully, the gentle person you greeted outside of the woods. You thought he might be a necromancer? He certainly bore the armor of one. Did he seem like he wanted to kill everyone? Not particularly, though it can be hard to tell sometimes. Politeness and the desire for homicide aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. Necromancers resurrect dead things to make undead creatures. Indeed they do. So, Scully, you were resurrected, right? Do you remember anything about it? Well, I admit, at first I recall very little from the start of my new life. I mostly stumbled about trying to remember my manners. But my memories, or rather, the memories of my body, which I suppose are also my memories, have been getting clearer lately. Let me try to focus my thoughts. I believe I awakened in the archives, in the Everbloom. The Everbloom? Are you sure? Who woke you up? Gentleman of fine age. I believe he was there to do research? I remember candles held over notes scribbled on paper, ink stains on fingertips. He must have found me near my friend's study. I remember he was looking for her when... After I woke up, I simply left. How rude and inquisitive of me. I should have asked what he was researching. I could have helped. Be glad you did not aid him. We found his notes. They spoke of the destruction of the universe. Did the guy from the woods remind you of the one in the archives? Now that you mention it. I wasn't conscious enough to recognize faces when I rose, but I knew that armor looked familiar. I think I saw it when I first reopened my eyes. Metaphorically, of course, I no longer have eyelids. A necromancer is behind all this? Is he trying to break the sigils just to get to Tuat? The spirit dragon and the realm of death? Sigils? Are you, perchance, speaking of the sigils of Alcahest? My friend was researching them once. I always thought them a wild figment of her imagination. Seems like they're not, unfortunately. Do necromancers usually want to destroy Tuat? No, but they do defy his laws of life and death. Perhaps he craves access to all the souls the spirit dragon guards. Or he plans to destroy death once and for all with his perversions. But my dears, to destroy Tuat, one must find him first. That in itself would be quite the impossible task, no? Not exactly. The spirit realm is well protected, but there are ways to get to him. Can you kill death? I don't know. But merely attempting it sounds disastrous. Miss Anwar, Mr. Moore, Tuat is the god of death. No matter how insane the necromancer, no one could possess a weapon powerful enough to fight a god. And the weapons made by dragons can harm them. We all know this. You mean like Ur's great axe? Oh no. All the pieces are falling into place. No. A weapon forged for the dragons by the dragons, meant only for their claws. The axe. It could certainly cut through the barrier between the astral sea and the upper world, if not through Tuat himself. Would stealing an axe from a dragon count as a sigil? Alright, you lost me again. I talked about this already, keep up. I'll explain later. It might count as a sigil, if it awakens or damages their plane. Should not be awakened under any circumstances. Nor should their legendary weapon fall into the hands of a mere mortal. My, this is quite concerning. No, I'm worried. I'm right there with you. It seems like too insane of a plot. Even for some big bad evil guy. They always seem to be reaching for new heights in their dastardly schemes. If we are correct, this one plans to steal Ur's weapon, break their sigil, and then destroy Tuat. Dragons be with us. What about the undead creatures marching towards the capital? They must be a distraction, a way to keep anyone who would interfere off his back. Quite the dangerous distraction, if you ask me. Those fuckers shouldn't be snacking away those roots either way, should they? No. And those sigils of alcohol, zest you keep talking about, what could do what? Destroy the tree? The spirit realm rests above all others in the canopy of our world. If what we believe to be this monster's plan succeeds, it will collapse down onto the rest of the Aether Tree. Not only would that free all dead souls, it would destroy the tree, our home, our cosmos, and everything below it. It would destroy our world as we know it. Okay, we've got a lot of rumors unlocked. Not to mention, Tuat might die. I don't think I have to explain to you why death dying would be a bad thing. Once again, can he die? Wouldn't risk it. Though I believe this plot of his has to be limited somewhat, no? Perhaps to the transitional period between the astral moon and the dying moon. Only then would the veil between Cassiopeia and Tuat be thin enough for a ritual of such magnitudes to succeed. Oh, excuse me. Wait, what you mean is, this can only happen the night between the 35th of Cassiopeia and the 1st of Tuat? So it can only work in 4 days? Or next year? Precisely. I guess you can't have a ritual without unnecessarily complicated rules. It is common courtesy. Clay, I've been wondering, remember that man we saw on our way back near Marrow Castle? Yes. Do you think he might have been the same guy? I do. Strange armor sounds familiar, as does the convenient proximity to destruction. And more so, that blood of the first vampire Kyle spoke of. Part of the ritual to safely traverse the astral sea involves having an associated anchor for your destination. To find Tuat, you need something connected to him. Like the blood of a vampire eternally bound to him? Yes, maybe our villain got his hands on it. Perhaps he knows more of Cassiopeia than I anticipated. All of this out of context shit is giving me a headache. Innkeep, got another drink to spare to help with all this mess. Something powerful enough to get me through this. Anything for you, Kaya. Amen. Oh, ghost berries! Okay, they're really cute. I'm just gonna move my portrait quickly and then you guys can see it. Ah, there they are! Look at them! They're right here! Boop, boop, boop. Where are they? Yeah, directly. Yeah, there they are. Oh, they're so cute, aren't they? They look like little snowdrops. Kind of between snowdrops and bluebells. They're really cute. Okay, let me get back into position. Ha! There we go. So something strong. Okay, let's read the little bit that we didn't finish about Kea. Who would have thought that such a fearless warrior never learned how to swim, but I'm sure her newly found family would teach her, eventually. Seems like the lone wolf is not so lonely after all. Kea definitely lives up to her barbarous heritage, even if she herself doesn't see it yet. Okay, who are we still waiting for, like, the last bit of information on? Rhea? Dave. Oh, a bit more on Scully. He's very interested in studying other undead since he strangely returned to life sentient, not as a lifeless puppet. Scully tries to strike up conversation with other zombies and while doing so, spotted the very necromancer he had seen when he awoke. Presumably he resurrected the others too. Grace, Una, Clay. Okay, so Grace, Una, Clay, Rhea and Dave, I think, are the only ones who are missing, like, the last bit of their information. Oh, got so many clues. So many rumors. But we have a drink to mix. Something strong was requested. Okay, we made her a Southern Brawler last time. I kind of want to give her coffee because that's extra strong. Okay. What do we need for that? I think this is right. Cool, and then lots of strength. Oh, we need more intelligence. Whoops. There we go. Cursed coffee. Baby. No, my baby. He's so cute. Okay. Cursed coffee coming up. I put all the strength I have into this drink. Enjoy. I think you just put parts of my sanity back together. Thanks a lot. Anytime. So, this madman. If he can't get the axe, he can't kill the spirit dragon, right? Correct. Great. Let's stop him from getting the axe then. Great idea. I know. How do we do that? Well, first the necromancer needs to find it. For that, he'd have to get to Earth's realm. Thanks to the portals, that is entirely within the realm of possibility. One would simply have to journey through one of the portals to the Twilight Chasm, and then enter the endless caves through the Nightmare Realm. Nothing easier than that. Didn't Melly see some weird new bone way markers near the Twilight Chasm portal in the Moon Swamps? Could they be there to remind someone, say a necromancer, of the way to the portal? They could. Good. The moon pools are much easier to reach than Boreas. We should catch the necromancer before he ventures into the chasm and most certainly before he gets the axe. Great. Let's go beat his ass. Hold on. I'm not going to say he's right, but what if you don't succeed? I have faith in you, but he sounds powerful. How about a backup plan? Hate to say it, but you're not wrong. Thanks for looking out for us. If we don't manage to stop him from getting the weapon, we stand no chance in a fight against him. Even your divine strikes would be no match, Miss Anwar. That is true. We would need an incredibly powerful weapon to match his. Not sure if it's enough, but I do have this sword I got from my barber. Let me see it. This is remarkable craftsmanship, infused with minor divine powers. Incredible. But I'm afraid even this cannot rival the great axe in any capacity. What if it was mixed with dragon fire? What? Do you happen to have such a thing on hand, young lad? No, but I know where we can find some. The ever-burning flame in the highlands is dragon fire. The one you wanted to see, Tia. I think now might be a good time for that. You're right. Dragonfire merged with Kaelin's blessed sword. It wouldn't be as powerful as the axe, but it might give us a fighting chance. If we had a master... I see where this is all coming together. Okay. If we had a master craftsman to forge it, that is. Rhea. She's a blacksmith. I have complete faith in Rhea. You're right, there's no one better for the job. I'm sure she'd love to forge such a weapon. And I'm sure you can convince her of the importance, Kea. You got that right. Leave the blacksmith recruiting to me. Very well. I'm sure Mastersmith Frostgrip will be delighted by this opportunity. Having her on our side makes me even more confident that we can stop this necromancer's plans. I have the utmost faith in us. And I know the aperture and its astral portal are well protected even if we should fail. Though I don't believe we will. Because I know I'm strong enough to best this battle, and that Clay is as well. And the others too. Yes, the others too. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if the 4 of you will be enough. Don't worry, there's a lot of people we can ask for help. Like you. Like me. No, I want to help. Ask away. I knew we could count on you. You collect everything we talk about, right? I try my best. Could you write us up 2 quests for all this? I think we should split our resources so we can get the backup plan going at the same time. Good idea, young man. Plus that'll give us an excuse to have your drinks help us. Not that you need an excuse, but I appreciate you following my rituals. I'll see what I can do. I should have something written up first thing in the morning. I trust in you as you trust in us. Cautiously? Exactly. Cautiously, but... with hope. With hope. We'll see you in the morning then. Kaelin, come with us. We owe you a few explanations before we make you do any persuasion work for us. You got that right. Let's go. Oh. I cannot miss out on more possible details. I shall see you in the morning, Innkeep. Thank you for all your help. Let's save the world, alright? Let's, Clay. Good luck. Oh, that little critter there was, I think, the lucky charm. Oh, that's really cute. Okay. So. Spooky armor. Hang on. Okay, hang on. No, that's not right. Great sword, weapon. Okay, hang on. Let's do the one maybe about the Great Axe. And, yes, okay. The Twilight Chase. World calamity is imminent, but there is one last way to save it. The only weapon strong enough to harm Tuat and the Aether Tree is the legendary Great Axe of and the personification of evil wants it desperately. But first he must make it through the Twilight Chasm, and for that he needs a portal. Sounds like a good location to stop him, right? And the Undead March, was that right? The Dead Parade. A horde of undead is approaching the capital. Their insatiable hunger for the local flora leads them to expose the roots of the Aether Tree and therefore to the capital of Themis, since it lies nestled in the safety of the roots. This is a mere distraction so the necromancer can fulfill his true plan, but the undead must still be stopped before they hunger for flesh once more. And one more. The Great Sword, weapon forged. I think that's the Dragonfire. Hey! Heir of Dragonfire. Only a weapon forged in Dragonfire could ever dream to hold up against the legendary Great Axe of Luckily, a temple in the Highlands house the ever-burning flame, an ancient gift from the dragons that'll come in handy right about now. And what better sword to reshape with this flame than another gift from the Realm Keepers, an heirloom passed down to Kaelin with heroism scorched into its very essence. Hell yes. Oh, baby. "32nd of the astral moon." How are we going for time? Alright, I might take a very, very quick break just to stretch my legs and use the restroom, and then I'll be back in 5 minutes and we can do the next day, and then I think I'll be good. I think I just need a quick little break, and then I should be good to go for one more day, and then we'll wrap things up. Yes, I still want to go just a little bit further because we've only covered one day tonight, and I'm still good for just a little bit longer. Okay? Alright, so I will be back in 5-ish minutes, and I will see you soon, my lovelies. Don't go anywhere. And we are back, my lovelies. Thank you so much for your patience. I am ready to step into the next day. Act 3, The Twilight Flood. Chapter 22, Twilight Zinnias. 32nd of the Astral Moon. I hope you all had a chance to stretch your legs, grab a snack, maybe grab another drink, and better not have started any shenanigans in chat while I was away. Alrighty, let's settle in for the next day, shall we? I have so many quests. And yeah, that was the cute little trinket we got. Hey guys! Hi Rhea. Good morning. Sleep well? Or slept well? That greeting ain't gonna do and keep. Give me your best lines, I'll hear them all today. Top of the morning to you adventurers. Go on. Peace and contentment be upon you, travelers. Oh, take care, Sam. You have a great night, okay? Sweet water and good berries, friends? Alright, enough. You seem to be in high spirits. Not often you get the chance to work on a project of a lifetime. I'm glad you're so passionate about this. Hope you didn't give Kea too hard a time convincing you. Nah. Once I mentioned Dragonfire, it would have been harder to stop her from going on the quest. It was just tough to find her. Didn't take you for a nighttime soup enjoyer. I'm not, usually. I can be persuaded though, with the right soup and company. I assume your quest for comfort food turned out successful. Not at all. It was thwarted by the shadow of night. Dearest Rhea, promise we shall endeavor to make shortbread another day, when the sun is high in the sky. And the doors are open. I'll need to make that sword first, though. Did Kaylin update you on what's at stake? Sure did. Those sigils of alcoholics won't know what hit them when they see my newly forged weapon. It's sigils of alkahest? Gesundheit! So I assume you've worked out a game plan? More or less. Not like we got a lot of info in that quest of yours. I'm sorry. Aye, you worked with what you had. We'll manage. I think Glasha and Kea would make great friends, I agree. Though that ever-burning flame of Leviathan sounds like more like a myth than something real. Sounds exactly like something you need for a mythical weapon capable of saving the world. Ha. Still, are you sure you're okay with reforging your sword for the scare? Yes, it's the right thing to do. That wasn't what I was asking about. Believe me, I know a thing or two about the importance of an heirloom. It's fine. It's just... I wonder if I'll still feel the same connection to my Baba when I look at the sword afterwards. Eventually everything she gazed at in life will be gone. Okay, chat, I have a quick question. People who have finished this game, I want to check how many more days I still have to go. Just because I didn't want to accidentally get to like the end of today and then there's like only one more day left. Just because then it would make like wrapping up the game like really, really unexpected and quick. So I'm just trying to like calculate like, okay, if there's only like, if there's like 4 or 5 days left, then like absolutely will be fine for me to finish one full day today. But I just wanted to check. Like, of course, don't spoil yourself if you're enjoying, like, the journey with me. But I was just kind of curious. Just because this is all, like, a final act kind of stuff that they're talking about. Of, like, getting the sword, stopping the necromancer and stuff like that. So I was just kind of curious, like, just timing-wise. Don't you think she'd like looking at the sword of Kaelin the hero? It has quite a wonderful ring to it. I didn't know your grandma. Already forging that sword with dragon fire to save the world. I think she would have been mighty proud of you. And I'll make sure that weapon is the best anyone swung this side of the ether tree. You have a competition to win after all. Exactly. I've been thinking all night about what techniques to use. The design ain't exactly final, but I'll finish it during our trip to the Highlands if I'm fast enough. We're on chapter 12, I believe. 1 second. Let me just save and I'll say it. Yes, chapter 12, Twilight Zinnias. Rhea, are you doing okay? You never heard of giving someone time to think? You seem to be putting a lot of pressure on yourself. This can't be some simple run-of-the-mill weapon. And there's so much to decide before starting the forging process. Hidden, quenching, tapering. And the 5 Vacarian heat treatment techniques. So I looked it up and we have 3 more chapters to go. Okay, in that case, let's get to the end of today and then we'll save like the final 2 days for like the next time we play Tavern Talk, which won't be until after October's over, and possibly November, because Dragon Age The Veil Guard is coming out. Okay. So I might have to hold off on like the final bit of Tavern Talk until after I finish Veilguard. Okay. And the 5 Vacarian heat treatment techniques. And the 5 what? That could actually work. I'm surprised you still remember those. Certainly, you are very passionate about the method. I'm just stoked to get a weapon made by you, Rhea. If it's you, I know my Baba's sword is in good hands. Yeah. You seem to have the forging part covered. Anything planned for the rest of the quest? Right. Or you could play Veilguard every other Friday to switch things up. No, just because it would have been fresh and like it's just come out, it's like playing games when they're newly released, it's a huge boost to your channel, and so I need to like fully commit to like playing that until we like reach the end of it pretty much. Since we don't really know much about who or what might be guarding the flame, we're taking Hex along. Should we encounter any defenses or of the magical sort? As for how to get to the Highlands, Clay and Tia couldn't come along, so let's hope Bayer is up for helping us with a tree travel thing. Seems like you've got your bases covered. You as the main fighter, Rhea as craftsmaster, Hex and Bayer as magical support, and Kyle as... I'm afraid I won't be able to fill a role this time in Keeper. I tried to distract myself, but the mere thought of dear Evelyn hurting alone, or worse. Kraken! Great Kraken! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everyone! Oh my god, Kraken, thank you so much for trusting your community with me. I really, really appreciate it. We are playing Tavern Talk. Things are intense. We're getting towards the end of this game, and things are going amazingly. Kraken, thank you so much for the 5-month resub. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Combo! Hell yes! How's it going, guys? What were you up to on Kraken's stream? I hope you're having a great time. Of course you were. You were hanging out with Kraken. Of course you're having an amazing time. Oh, how's it going? I'm doing a lot of voice acting today. Between this game and the job that I did earlier today, hell yes, been back-to-back voice acting. All good, just Dead by Daylight and chill, either laughing and hunting down survivors, for the most part. Hell yes. I've started dabbling into playing the Dark Lord, and playing as Dracula's fun. Like, I could definitely tell it's a killer that requires a bit of finesse for like swapping between the different shape-shifting forms. But it feels good being bad. It feels so good being bad. Alrighty, so you have to howl as a wolf every time you change to that, then shout bad when you changes to them. Hell yes, absolutely. It's the law. It's the law. Also, the fact that you made that reference shows that you have amazing taste in vampire movies and vampire TV shows. Hell yes. Alrighty, let's continue. Speaking of vampires, I'm doing a terrible and wonderful vampire voice for Kyle, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. I tried to distract myself, but the mere thought of dear Evelyn hurt and alone, or worse. It struck me with a torment strong enough to make even this undead heart bleed with worry. No matter what transpired between us, all I craved was to know her safe. But to allow my dear friends to march into danger alone was no less distressing. He was almost inconsolable the entire evening. I didn't want to choose one side, only to lose the other forever. That's when I slammed my empty bowl of soup down on the table between us. We weren't gonna go off and die because he took his eyes off us for a few days. And yet, that very fate had struck me several times in the past. I said, well, to what be damned if you never get to see me master weapon. I've never seen Rhea this pissed before, holy shit. Doesn't matter, I have to chew my way through that fucking tree myself. Heard the dead have a taste for Parke anyway. It was as if those words washed away most of the anguish that was ailing my soul. Surely it was time to believe in the future. And to reconcile with the path I left behind, all for my most cherished people. As long as I didn't forget along the way. But we found a workaround for that. Flashcards! I just need to pull them out and be greeted by the wonderful cards presented for me by Rhea and Galen. Even though they may be very far from me. That sounds great, Kyle. There's one about you as well. I'm honored. Seems like you thought of everything then. Hopefully. Some help from your drinks would be mighty appreciated nonetheless. Anything particular in mind? Some fire resistance seems like coming pretty handy. That does sound reasonable. We could focus on agility if we're already going that direction. Don't think we want to take whatever traps we run into head on. And add some strength as well, for anything we can't avoid. Sorry to rage and run, but I have some kitties to pet and reassure. I'll be lurking. Love your faces. Thank you so much, Kraken. It's all good. Feel free to lurk. Lurkers are absolutely more than welcome here. That and the fire resistance should definitely help with forging the weapon as well. Though that ghost berry I brought you yesterday. Marin Althea Tova, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for sticking around after Kraken's stream and Kraken's raid. Oh, I really, really appreciate you following. Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. I wouldn't mind some visibility either. Sorry, that's Kaelin. Might give us some imaginative ways to deal with whatever challenges we end up facing. Concentrating on intelligence to take full advantage of that sounds like a good option too. Hex would like that. I bet. Knowing him, there's an equal chance of his ideas going right or horribly wrong. If things go south, we'll need the charm to talk our way out of anything. And this way, dear Evelyn will be stunned by my most captivating entrance. Sounds decent. Some intelligence would also help with figuring out those techniques you mentioned. And my design, I guess. Alright, Inkeep. You look like you're pressing to help us out with this decision. Is it going to be dexterity with some strength as backup and fire resistance, or Should we approach this with intelligence? A small dose of charisma in case things go really wrong? And some handy invisibility. Well, if you're asking me... Oh... So either quickness or quickness and strength, or intelligence and charisma. What was a bit of luring? I think it was this about Rhea. Rhea grew up in a realm of myths and legends, the subterranean caves, the realms of the realm of themselves. Lately, she seems to be warming up with, to some guy and company, and even teams up with some adventurers. Speaking of warm, she's always down for some hearty soup, but her comfort food is freshly baked shortbread. So cute. Oh, and we got these bits of lore as well. Highlands. The northern part of Phaeacia, known as the Highlands, is not part of the Republic of Phaeacia. Though they are prominent trading partners, the Highlanders are on friendly terms with the Phaeacians, but they look down on the Dirians for giving up their sovereignty. Due to the White Mountains, the northern part of the Highlands is very difficult to traverse, but it makes for a great location for both survival training and sledding competitions. Even further to north are several smaller islands in the cold and icy tundra. They form their own small nation called the Cyrodiil Empire, and now gaze southwards towards the Highlands and their resources. Varrica. Between the rugged landscape of the Highlands, the city of Varrica is a prime example of resilience. Old stone walls surround the city and protect the inhabitants from all the dangers they might face. With a reputation as strong and capable fighters, however, the people of Varrica don't really need any additional protection. In the fall, they celebrate the annual Glow Festival, a spectacle that transforms the city with warm and stunning colours. Streets full of lanterns flicker in the late fall night. While it is very cold in the winter, during late spring and summer the islands get surprisingly warm to the point where, except up in the mountains, any ice and snow will melt away. Dragon Temple of cloaked between several cliffs across the outspread woods on the eastern half of the island lies an old temple dedicated to the elder dragon While the temple is not yet abandoned, it is an ancient relic of eras gone by. Mossy statues of ancient noble dragons guard the entrance to this majestic temple, and murals carved into its walls tell stories about legends of yore. It is well defended and not open to most travelers, sparking rumors of what might be hidden inside. And yes, I've read these other ones before, so yes, that's where the Dead Parade one is happening. And then the Moon Swamp. Interesting. Okay, drinks. Because they're going to a temple specifically after this fire, I think the one that is relying more on fire resistance is probably the best bet. Also, then I can make Last Whisper as their drink. So I think something with that elemental resistance is probably the best bet. Super fast, but also strong. So let's go with that. And where's the one for elemental resistance? Okay, perfect. There's that. And then a bit of that. And then lots of swiftness. What's wrong? Oh, missed out on a bit more intelligence. There we go, Last Whisper. There are a lot of unknown factors here, and talking things out can only work if the other party can talk. Plus, that fire resistance seems crucial. That was a mighty fine drink. I feel like I could forge the weapon in one of Leviathan's volcanoes. And I sure feel a bit calmer knowing I could rely on my strength if it comes down to it. And with that, we're off to the Highlands. Me and Kyle are gonna grab Hex before I let him go check on his ex-wife. You go get by her? Sure. Good. Alright, that's it, Innkeep. One last line for good luck. Make a count. Sorry, make a count. Mind the creaky step on your way out. Fair. Fare thee well, dear Innkeeper. Please don't die, guys! Okay. Kinda weird, isn't it? What is? There's gonna be a battle for the fate of the world. But Elfie ain't even here to worry themselves stupid about it. They'd have loved this, I think. Not the impending doom, but all this getting together to defeat evil stuff. Make sure to tell those guys heading to the Twilight Portal to keep an eye out for him. I will. Good. Suppose it's time for me to head out as well. Stay safe, Care. Always, Innkeeper. Oh. This is maybe like one of the hottest lineups on the table. Hi everyone. You're looking especially moody and broody tonight. And I approve. You all look so cool. Innkeeper, we have returned. I can see that, Tia. I was awaiting you. Though I'm surprised to see you here, Jade. Yeah, well, Miss Holier Than Thou dragged me along. Some shit about finally doing my part. I distinctly remember you expressing open interest in our plight when we were talking to Inigo. I believe you asked multiple questions that indicated your desire to help. And I remember asking how much you'd pay, and you said nothing, so I said no thanks. The only thing this trio is missing is Kyle and Kea facts. And yet you didn't resist coming along. Do you have a better job? Do you have a better job lined up, Jade? Not yet. Inigo and I are eyeing something, but I guess I've got some time to kill. Okay, Inigo is a little bit too much of a wild card for a fate of the end of the world mission, so perhaps Inigo can cause chaos on their own then. Unfair. I have to work while they get to have all the fun? Well, excuse me if saving the world has priority over your fun. You're excused. I assume you have written us a quest, Innkeeper? I have. Take a look. Excellent work. I know we can count on you. Let me have a look at that. We just have to catch the guy at the portal. Seems simple enough. We could even set up an ambush. Or be sneaky if he's already there. You can sneak, big guy? I can do a lot of things. A few years back, I spent time with some Molithic Panthers who showed me how to sneak up on anybody. I just don't like doing it. It seems a bit rude, you know? No, I don't. But I think the situation calls for a little rudeness. Also, like, I don't mean to flex as a voice actor, but jumping between Australian English and like US Southern, all in quick succession, and it's still sounding somewhat okay. Pretty proud of that, not gonna lie. But I think the situation calls for a little rudeness. Agreed, it does. And for a little more manpower. I think we're better off without Inigo's chaos. There are plenty of other people available. Hex suggested taking Voy along. He's great at distractions and knows his way around the Twilight Chasm, should our quest lead into it. Apparently he has family there, though I hope we don't need to disturb them. Anyone else? We considered a whole lot more, but Scully and Grace made a good point. They said not everyone is battle-tested, and that it'd be reckless to take inexperienced adventurers along. They also said we should look into more backup plans for the backup plan. I think they just wanted an excuse to do some more research and to stay away from the bloodshed. Can't blame them. Oh, thank you, my lovelies. Melly really wanted to come too, but Dave said no. Sorry, that was the most Australian way I've ever said Dave in my life. Dave. Is he coming himself? Of course. Made these two ask him before we got here. We need fighters and the kid's got some talent. I hope he said goodbye properly this time. Kaylin made sure he did. Never saw a more terrifying death glare in my whole life. It was very impressive. It was. So, are you finished with your questions? Actually, could you review the plan for me one more time? It's been a long couple of weeks. Sure. So listen up. We make it to the Twilight Portal by the Moon Pools and we stop the big bad evil fuck from going through. If we fail that or he's faster than us, we chase him through the Twilight Chasm and into Ur. And we prevent him from getting that fancy axe. And if that fails, well, we stop him at all costs. Sounds like a good plan. While you're at it, will you keep an eye out for Fable for me? Of course. Now, Innkeeper, by the dragons and all that is holy in the world, can we count on your help again? No. Yes. What do you need? Easy. We just need to be quicker than that maniac. We should be the first to reach the portal. And we should be the first to attack him, all while dodging his counterattacks. Outspeeding him seems like the smartest option here. You're wrong. It is foolish to think his strikes won't be powerful. We need to be well protected against him, so we can take him down before he really hurts any of us. Don't be stupid. If we're fast enough, he won't even get a chance to hurt us. I'd like you to say that again when you're lying in a pool of your own blood. Okay. Maybe we need both? It's just the balance that counts. We could focus a whole lot on defense, but keep some dexterity in our back pocket. And maybe some of those fast infusion thingies can make up the difference. Hey, welcome back, Sam! I could hasten you with some golden feathers or saber fangs. Great. Alternatively, you can give us a lot of dexterity instead, but just a little bit of defense on top. And to make sure we don't get hurt, you can give us some of that frost armor Scully says he wants to try out someday. Sure thing. I've got enough frozen pine cones left for that. I don't think Jade and Tia can make a decision without bloodshed, so can you help us out? Of course. I know just what to do. Okay, I think leaning into defense this time is probably the best bet because, yeah, it's absolutely certain that he's going to be incredibly powerful. And, like, necromancers typically aren't, like, super, like, heavy brute strength. So I'm probably suspecting he's incredibly fast as well as, like, his main thing. So I think relying more on dex is probably the best bet. Because who knows what kind of weird necromancy spells he's got as well. Okay, so more defense with the quickness infusion, I think. So where was it? We've already done the fangs ones in a couple of ones, so let's do the feathers. Thank you for the hydrate check. Okay, but we want something heavy on the defense. First Snow I think is the best pick because that particular infusion increased charisma and speed. So I think First Snow is probably best. Like the sun reflecting off a frozen lake, the first snow makes you feel comfortable and safe, embracing you with its frosty taste. And between hot chocolate and frozen glaciers, you'll find yourself well equipped to hike into the snowy mountains. Yes! Okay. So we need more dexterity. And a bit more... Oh wait, do we? No, we do not. We don't need that. Do you need that though? Yes. Yes, that's right. There we go. First snow. Yeah. Defense should be your #1 priority. But I think haste makes for a good backup plan. You can never have enough of those. See, I was right. As usual. You chose the right focus, Innkeeper. At least it'll be fast, so I don't have to listen to you gloat much longer. Let's get this over with. Alright, Clay, let's go. Clay? You should... Are you okay? No, I don't think so. Aren't you scared? Of what? All of this. The fate of the world is a very heavy weight to bear, don't you think? What if someone gets hurt and I can't stop it? What if I can't protect you and the others and the world and the ferrets? Clay, stop. Please. For a moment, just stop. Oh, big strong. I love you. I know this is scary. Truth be told, I'm scared too. My whole life has been building up to this moment. I've always been told I'm meant to save people, and if I can't, what's the point of me, you know? You are the point. I'm glad you exist, even if you don't save anyone. You're not some mythical savior, you're my friend. And you are mine, and I'm a little less afraid because I have you with me. You taught me how to value myself as a person, despite all the weight on my shoulders. I wish you would do the same for yourself. I promise you, together we will get through this. And we will save each other and our friends and the world and all of the ferrets. Alethea, you're so sweet! And the innkeeper while we're at it. Thank you, I appreciate being included. Just reach over, just gently taken by his huge boulder-like shoulders. You are enough, Clay. And you don't have to worry that you're not. And you too, Tia. Don't think I'm excluding you. I wouldn't dream of it. Having you two believe in me is all the strength I need. Can we still hold hands on the way there? So it's a little less scary. Yes, please hold hands with him. Of course. And remember, you can never lose me. Your bracelet will always tell you exactly where I am. And if you get lost somehow, despite your impeccable sense of orientation, mine will help me find you too. You just get lost looking. Maybe I'd have to ask Jade for help. I'd do that for you. Thank you, Tia. You're a great best friend. Oh. So are you. Alright then, best bud. Let's do this. Together. Best of luck. We won't need it. Oh. I think that might be it for the day. Hi, Grace! You must have made some really good drinks, Innkeeper. I've never seen Clay that determined. I tried my best. I have to say, Grace, I'm surprised you're not accompanying Hex to the ever-burning flame.
She didn't want to stop studying the magic spells. She thinks they might help us solve all this.
I think what might help me right now is a drink. Something that'll get my thoughts flowing gracefully despite all this mess. Give me a moment. It's Grace and Melly! I can't. I love Melly so much. Grace is wonderful too, but Melly's baby. Clay. He cares as much about the people around him as he does about the animals he meets. He knows his own strength and how helpful his abilities are, but that also puts immense pressure on him. He wants to protect everyone, but even a half-giant can only do so much. Still, it's good to see him believe in himself. Okay, something with a lot of intelligence. We want something for clearing head. Peak Sunrise could be good. Although I am fond of giving a sparkling nebula to Grace, because that just seems like her drink of choice. So yes, let's go with a sparkling nebula. Clay is Clenough. He is Clenough. I just can't anywhere else I'd be. A delicious thought detangler just for you. I don't think I've ever tasted a detangler as delicious as this.
You've tasted detangler?
Melly, would you like a drink as well?
No, thank you. I've already had 3 hot chocolates today.
As she got the zoomies. Oh my god, that would be so adorable, Melly getting the zoomies. Just...
I am the world's greatest detective!
Just like her tiny paws just reaching up to the sky like,
greatest detective! Sherlock Holmes, who?
Baby?
I think if any more magic enters my system, I'm going to eat the sun.
On to another topic then. I've heard you formed a research team.
We did. Obviously, Grace and I are the leaders, but we also recruited Scully and Archie. And Una said she wanted to sit with us and crochet while we work.
What a great excuse to help. She insists we don't call it helping. Of course she does.
Rufus is helping us too. His wool is so soft it calms everyone down. I wish Dave would join us too. I guess he's busy fighting the mean guy. But he promised to be back soon, so...
And he'd better keep that promise. What are you looking into anyway? Melly mentioned spells. Are those the ones Hex found in the tower? Yes, those ones exactly. He stayed up all night decoding their formulas, but as soon as he figured out what they were about, he lost interest. So I picked them up. Most of them were rudimentary, all things we already have in our spellbooks. But 2 stuck out to me. Care to educate me? Which one do you want to hear about first? Teleportation or soul binding? Ooh, soul binding sounds interesting. Hex brought home a glass case with a glowing floating scroll inside. After we got it out and removed all the protective runes, he was pretty disappointed. A riddle-locked glass case of protective runes? Seems like someone didn't want it to be used. Oh, excuse me. I'm pretty sure I know why. It describes pulling souls right out of people's bodies and binding them to objects. Completely volatile magic, and dangerous, I assume. It's been a little hard to translate. I'm trying to figure out any side effects it may have, so I can convince Hex not to use it whenever he's slightly inconvenienced. Sounds difficult, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. What about the other scroll? The other scroll. One of the scrolls he found holds a powerful teleportation spell. Now, I fancy myself quite equipped at conjuration magic, but Hex finds it boring. He picked up the scroll because he assumed the golden runes meant it was special. He was right, but I guess it didn't have enough fire for him. More special than a soul-binding scroll? No, but still special enough. I think if cast correctly, it could get you anywhere in Asteria with incredible accuracy. Even to protected places at other planes, but... I'm trying to figure out how to use it without destroying myself. It requires more mana than people usually have in their body. So you think it killed the caster? Almost certainly so. Still has a lot of promise. Maybe I can modify it? Best of luck. Thank you. Hex also brought back a lot of the wizard's personal notes. Diaries and such, retelling of his exploits, of his hopes, dreams and fears. When I have some more time, I think I'll be able to do a deep dive into who he was. Maybe I can even put a little exhibition together, if Voy and Inigo let me borrow some of those magic items. I doubt they dare refuse you. I'd hope not.
I want some magic scrolls of my own to decipher. But first, we need to finish the research. Just because we need to figure out what to do if...
It's just nice to have something to do, is all. Plus, I'll take any excuse to hear more of Scully's Everbloom stories.
He's trying to figure out whether we can reverse the sigils. That'd be neat.
Maybe you can duct tape them back together?
I don't think so. With Archie's help, I also made this whole board where I can collect and connect all of our clues. Spaghetti.
Specifically,
I've been looking into who exactly that necromancer guy could be. Clay said he noticed some flowers on his armor, and I think that might be a clue. Maybe he's a florist, or they're zombie flowers, or they want to destroy all the flowers. I need to figure out what his motive is. Because if we could figure out his motive, we could figure out who he is, and then we could figure out his weaknesses. Not that we'll need them, because Dave and the others will... What did he say? Kick his abs! But looking into it makes me...
calmer?
Yes. They'll be alright. Right, Innkeeper? The zombies aren't gonna eat them like they ate my parents.
They won't. They won't. Or I will find them, and I will make them pay for what they've done. They'll all protect each other. He'll come back for you.
I hope so. I don't want that to happen again. I miss my parents.
I'm not okay. It hurts to voice act the sad lines. Oh great, more pain.
I wish they were here to hold my hand.
What were they like?
Well, I remember my dad always told me bedtime stories about swashbuckling burglars. And I remember my mom loved making things out of yarn, especially socks. And they were really nice and cool, and I loved them so much.
I know I can't replace your parents, but is it okay if I hold your hand until Dave, Kaelin, and Fable come back?
That'd be nice.
Okay, Grace is like the adopted older sister, and she's just fully like adopted Melly, and I am so on board for this. Ugly crying.
I feel a lot safer with them around, you know? Like I'm home again.
Like, honestly, that one feels more like the warmer thing to say. But I think that one might be best. Like, because I don't know what her idea of home is, whether she sees the tavern as home, or she's just sees home as wherever Dave and the others are. But I think reassuring her that she's not alone anymore is the best pick. You're not alone anymore.
I know, and that makes me feel a lot braver. But enough dramatic backstory. I'm turning into Dave. Just less repressed and gay for Fable.
Melly sees straight through your shit, Dave. Wow, he's not even in the room. Like, Fable has been away for days now, and I'm pretty sure they felt that. Like, wow. Wow, that's almost as savage as what Scarlet says to me.
Just less repressed and gay for Fable.
Maybe it's time to head out. We'll update you on our research tomorrow, Innkeeper. But first...
we're going to get a lot of ice cream.
Exactly. Una promised she'd make some. Save some for me. We'll try. Quincy! Hello there. It's been a while since you last showed up. Oh, I feared you went home without saying goodbye. I wouldn't do that, my friend. I did end up finding those golden loon feathers quickly, with a little help from Voyage. But with everything going down, I decided to stick around and help those in need. That sounds just like you. How are things with you, though? You don't need to say much for me to know what that face means. I've seen it once or twice before. Is there something I can do for you? What is there to be done, Quincy? It's like everything is in limbo. Like dancing on the edge of a blade. One wrong move and it's over. Something like that. Would it help if I asked you for a drink? Maybe. You know what always helps me when I'm feeling down? What? A good cup of Quincy's hot chocolate. Here, after all I've heard, you might need it more than me. We have the recipe for hot chocolate! Yes! Thank you, that's very kind of you. Now, go on, make me a drink. This one, or another one, whatever you'd like. I think hot chocolate sounds perfect right now. Oh. Perfect for the cold nights of the winter solstice or days when your heart just needs a little warming up. Quincy's hot chocolate will have your spirits reinvigorated in no time. This hot cocoa with a dash of cinnamon quickly returns the feeling back into your chilled bones and maybe will make you feel less alone. Perfect. And we did get a last little bit of information on Grace. Grace is probably Voyager's biggest fan. From time to time she argues with her brother because to her he seems very controlling, even though she's more than capable of casting protective spells. But now she has her hands on two very powerful yet dangerous spells and is determined to figure out how to use them. We're making hot chocolate. Oh, we need something. We need an infusion added to this. What would work best? The ghost berries? I think so. And then I add just a bit more of that. And then some defense. There we go, hot chocolate. And yes, okay, I got 2 achievements. Make every drink at least once and use all the infusions at least once. Hell yes. Couldn't wait to try it out right away. Well, you replicated it perfectly. My hands and heart are warm. Want to sip yourself? You look like you need it. Maybe later. May this drink be warmer than the currents of these times. It most certainly is. Thank you, Inky. Of course. So, how are you? Well, yeah, I would say by this point, the shock would probably just sink in. I'm just numb. I'm neither worried nor elated, I'm just avoiding thinking about it at all costs. Yes, no. Even when I think about it, I can't quite reach the feelings I know are supposed to be there. It's like I'm stuck floating in some glass case, watching the stars fall around me. But no matter how hard I try, I can't reach out to touch them. And I can't figure out whether I want to. Touch them, I mean. It certainly seems to scare you, worrying about the world and other people. It's been a while. I didn't think I'd care again. I didn't want to, but it just happened. Yes, just like that. Without my consent, I might add. The heart wants what it wants, and sometimes what it wants is friendship. But I can see how that's a scary feeling. So many things are on the line now. Perhaps more than you bargained for. It was easier when I just looked away. Would you rather look away than help your patrons? Your friends? No. But now I have to face the fear of losing them. Funny. Funny? Didn't you swear to me that you were done fearing death? That you had nothing left to lose? Sometimes lying to ourselves is easier than lying to others, I guess. I'll keep my "I told you so" to myself. I just feel like I'm stuck in an endless cycle and there's no way out that doesn't tear me apart. Would it help you to know we've all felt like that at some point in our lives? Not really, no. Then let me leave you with this instead. Love may come at the price of loss, but the inevitability of loss also comes with the reward of love. You can't lose something without having loved it. And so you should love whatever it is you fear to lose. Those are the moments that matter. The moments that make your life worth living. Besides, you have the power to step out of that cursed circle anytime. Do I? Write your own story, my friend. Don't doom yourself because you think it's what you deserve. I've forgotten how good you are at giving advice. Makes me a bit envious. You'll get there eventually. I hope so. Thanks for checking in. I think I needed that. Of course. Please don't stop reaching out. The safety of isolation is not worth the loneliness. I'll try to remember that. You better. Now, I heard the night market is close by, and I really don't want to waste this opportunity, so don't let me hold you back. Until next time, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be safe out there. Oh, Quincy. I need to watch more of his videos. Why don't I get a catchphrase? Oh well. Guess it comes with age. Maybe next millennium. Oh. Oh, shit. It's you. You don't even have to say your name and I know who you are. 1 second, I'm suddenly thirsty. Hello. Greetings, traveler. Nice armor. Is it new? No. Doesn't it seem familiar? The flowers certainly do. Did you keep my books? You know, I imagined this place differently. It's nice. Thank you. But I thought you'd be long gone by now. After all, you like running, don't you? I like it here. Though your visit is making me consider moving soon. It's not advised to stay in one place for too long anyway. Eventually the past will catch up to you. I figured. What brings you here? Really? Quasar? You know, this and that. Guys, I'm not gonna even bother saying hear me out. We have bitter ex, like enemies, like former friends to enemies energy with this guy that's been established. I was not expecting this. Let me have this. It's been a long day. And I hope you enjoy the voice. I paid Marrow Castle a visit. It's quite serene this time of year. What for? Sightseeing? Trespassing. You broke in. I wouldn't phrase it like that. Burglary is incredibly impolite. I was persistent in my approach. Politely, I knocked on the door. Unfortunately, vampires these days have no hospitality. The lady of the house greeted me with a snarl and slammed the door in my face. Not like that stopped me, but I found it quite rude. So, did you break in? Obviously, as a last resort. There was something I needed more than manners. If I had a nickel for every D&D inspired game that a main character with a mysterious past and an evil bitter ex that Stephanie has streamed the past week, I would have 2 nickels. You know what? You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Gortash and Rosamund flashed before my eyes. As expected, she wouldn't give up her precious relic freely. So you killed her? I would've. But no, the rat escaped. In the blink of an eye, she dissolved into mist. I always consider that to be a vampire's most annoying skill. But at least I got what I wanted. And what would that be? Curious as ever, aren't you? That's why I made it my job. What? Being nosy? Something like that. I get to hear a lot of things every day. People like to talk. You manipulate your patrons into telling you their darkest secrets. I don't manipulate. I listen. I'm all ears. What would Lady Evelyn have that you, Quasar Duskbringer, nice name, would want? Just a little blood. Ingredients for the execution of a grand design. Grand design? We were never ones to make big plans. Oh, we were partners in crime. Fuck yes. Speak for yourself. Maybe times changed you. Oddly enough, you still look the same. I had to make sure you'd recognize me after all. How could I ever forget you? It seems like it was pretty easy for you to move on. It wasn't. Yet you're hiding. You ran away from everything that once mattered to build a life behind a counter in a shabby tavern. Is that why you're here? To throw your accusations around? No. I guess I just wanted one last chat now that everything's coming to an end. And I'm curious about how this old friend of mine is doing. So how are you doing, friend? I'm full of hope for a better tomorrow. Me too. I'm just afraid that we're hoping for different dawns. Okay, 67% of you voted smash. Respect. I respect this. We might be. How are you doing? Do you even want to know? It's my job, and my tavern is open to everyone. Your protective spells beg to differ. They let you through, didn't they? So, how about a drink? And then you tell me whatever it is you need to get off your chest. Sure. Let's see if you still know me well enough. And if you remember what I taught you. Of course I do. He scared the baby! He must die! Andrew, it's okay, Pumpkin. It's okay, Pumpkin. And Andrew is scared. I am not okay. Okay, something with heavy charisma. Okay, we've found... It looks like the paper's been scrunched up. Okay. Quasar Duskbringer, human, 58, he, him, paladin, background is Magocracy, alignment, chaotic evil, his arcana is the devil. Of course it fucking is. Still smash. I want to give him a spoken heart. This stands out. A charismatic boost great for bards and emotionally repressed individuals. Speak. Hang on. Okay, yes. So Andrew... I just wanted to check, just in case that was a test. Hang on. Okay. Just want to make sure that was okay. Okay, spoken heart. Bottoms up. How about this? Sweet and chatty. Not bad. Almost tastes like back in the day. Did you think I'd forget? Yes. I assumed you're as good at abandoning memories as you are at abandoning people. Ouch. It seems like people are right about one thing, though. That would be... your drinks can influence fate. They can't save people, but they can push them in a direction. Alter their destiny. I wouldn't go that far. I simply do my best to support my patrons in their endeavors. Will you support my endeavor? As I said, I serve everyone in this tavern. How noble. How awfully morally grey. How opportunistic. It's like nothing's changed. I like it that way. Making decisions for people, leading them to their doom. Or because you can't help but wonder what a little entropy would do. I help. You help, sure. You always liked to help when it was most convenient to you, when it got people to love you. I hope all your helping has aided you in forgetting them. I didn't forget them. Oh, is that so? I couldn't sleep for months. My heart bled and bled until there was nothing left to bleed. I was alone. By the end of it, when nothing was left, there was just one question. How could the one person I trusted with my life turn on me like that? Yeah, he's got a little sprinkling of the crazies, doesn't he? And yeah, we are so bitter exes, absolutely. How dare she leave me with nothing but the stars, staring at them alone. Wondering whether the blood would ever wash off. And how, by the dragons and their false light, is all you've done with your freedom, this dastardly achieved freedom. This. There's still blood on our hands. It took me way too long to realize that I didn't have to give up, that I'm not like you. That it doesn't have to be their blood that sticks to my hands. They're gone. Not for much longer. Soon the stars rain and the flood that washed away our yesterday will open the gates to a new tomorrow. A new horizon, unhaunted by still ghosts. Quasar. Innkeeper. Why would you do something like this? Don't we owe it to them? The you I knew would have agreed. The me you knew was foolish. Some situations are hopeless and some decisions aren't easy. Decisions are quite easy if you set your mind to it. Say I need to tear apart Cassiopeia's wings for the stars to rain upon Gaia. An ambitious task. I could decide not to and abandon my plans because I'm intimidated by the complexity, or scared of the consequences. But no. Instead, I choose to stick with it and get what I want. I don't give up. I succeed. It truly is that simple. If you care, you'll get it done. no matter how much effort it may take. Everyone was dead. I wasn't. Didn't we promise to always stand by each other's side, to never be alone again? We did. Didn't they deserve the same? They did. Then why are you here and they aren't? I don't know. Me neither. What did we mean to you? Nothing. We meant nothing to you. The home we built, it meant so little. That's not true. Do you still ponder about the meaning of life watching the stars? No, there aren't any more. It's better that way. It means there's no risk of getting caught up in trivial things. Like getting caught up in the thought of a world without pain. Like that. So naive. Hi, Finance the Scully. How's it going? Welcome. So stupid. Hang on. It meant everything to me. Don't lie to me. I've seen through the charade. Your tricks don't work on me anymore. Look at the stars now as they lie at our feet. A declaration of your failure, an elegy to your cowardice, and a demonstration of my endurance. Everything is set. Everyone will get what they deserve. Even your little replacements. Soon there'll be no more but a fading memory on the horizon. Feels familiar, doesn't it? They're alive. They can be saved. They are alive indeed. What you should ask yourself is for how much longer? And if the time comes, will you run again? No. But you sent them to their deaths, did you not? I sent them to stop you. I'm aware. Which reminds me, I'll have to leave soon before your little pawns interfere with my threads of fate. Gertrude, come on. It's time to go home. Our name is now named Gertrude. What? That fucking bird! That bird has been up there this whole time. I thought it was part of the scenery. Oh, shit! Oh, that's smart. Oh, that's very cool. That bird that's been lurking in the background. Oh my god. Interesting. Care to explain? I sent you a little companion so you wouldn't be so alone. But I need her back now. You know I value my privacy. And I value the perfect execution of my plans. So thank you for collecting so much information for me. Fuck! You don't have to do this. I don't. But I will. Anyway, I got somewhere to be. Speaking of which, my invitation. The offer still stands. Join me and watch as I repair what you've destroyed 30 years ago. Join me to witness the renaissance of the past, of times past. I can't, my place is here. What a pity. It almost pains me to see you haven't changed one bit. I've moved on. You should try it sometime. Spoken like a true coward. It's not like I need you anyway. Not anymore. See you soon, old friend. Or not. More extra treats for Auntie because they were so brave! That fucking bird. Okay, let's save and call it there. Save. Backup save. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I am in Spain without the S. Alrighty, so let's wrap things up for tonight, my lovelies. I feel kind of bad leaving it on that note until we come back to this game at a later date, but it's going to be the start of Spooky Month soon. I was actually thinking I might be starting Spooky Month as of next Monday, and I'll be picking a game that I can play over next week, so for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we'll be jumping into Silent Hill 2 like on the 7th of October. So yeah, just a heads up, keep an eye out on my socials for what game I'm going to be playing, because I'm going to be testing out a couple just to see if they fit the vibe. But yes, please keep an eye on my socials, and I'll be announcing that hopefully this weekend. Alrighty, so thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. Thank you for bearing with me. I was a little bit low energy tonight, but I still had an amazing time with this, and like the next time we play this is going to be like right at the end of the story, so I'm so excited to see how this journey ends, and honestly leaving it on that cliffhanger is just going to entice everyone to like come back to see the finale, because I need to know what happens. But thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. A big thank you to everyone who followed, who resubscribed, who sent in bits. All of it is hugely appreciated. Thank you so much, and it all goes towards funding my journey as a voice actor, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you for joining me, and if you've been lurking in the shadows and you like what you've seen so far, then please consider following. We would love to have you back at the Blue Rose Respite. You're welcome anytime. Be sure to check out the other my other socials that are popping up in the chat right now, including my 2 YouTube channels, one for my ASMR tales and the other for my Twitch VODs, and my Twitter, my Insta, and my TikTok. I currently have a ongoing 24/7 broadcast over on my main YouTube channel, which is a collection of ASMR tales and creepypasta narrations, so be sure to check that out and give it some love. Let me see who's currently live, and we can go say hello. I think Thaf is just starting for the night, so let's go say hello to the amazingly cool, with impeccable vibes, Thaf9. So I'm going to send you guys over to Thaf. Be sure to say a big hello from the Blue Rose Respite. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I have a new ASMR tale coming out on Saturday. All the bass audio recording for my voice has been done. I just need to add in all the cool sound effects, because there is a lot happening in this new chapter. So I hope you all check that out when it's ready on Saturday, and I will see you then, my lovelies. I'll be streaming Baldur's Gate 3 on Friday, and I believe we're going to be starting Rosamund's Ascension to becoming like Baldur's baby girl final form, so we will see how that goes. But I'll see you on Friday for more Baldur's Gate 3. On Saturday, the new ASMR tale is coming out, so be sure to check that out. And in the meantime, have a wonderful evening, and remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, stay wicked and wonderful. Good night, my lovelies.